Good evening, race fans, and welcome to round number 19 of the Velocity Racing League Cup Series. We are here today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast here tonight. My name is Mason Heimbaugh with Team Goon Squad, bringing you the action here tonight on this lovely Independence Day. I hope you all are enjoying the holiday festivities wherever you happen to be. I know that here in the West Michigan area, I know some people's plans have probably been altered by the weather due to rain. So if you live in that area, I am deeply sorry that Mother Nature has other plans in mind, but hopefully that means that you are here watching the action unfold here tonight as these drivers get themselves out on track and begin to put down their best times that they can here today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I was watching these drivers during practice and seeing times of about 55 seconds, nearly a minute in time here for these drivers. And once we get these guys kind of going in packs here, I'm assuming that's about the time that we're going to see here. Another important thing to note here, given that this is a 2.5 mile oval, really kind of a rounded rectangle, which makes this a very interesting track here for this race, for this series here, as we're watching the 81 machine of Jaden Hopp. You can see getting just a little bit wobbly there. And I also have to mention, before I forget, that this is a Crown Jewel race. Now, if you don't remember what that is, there are 5 drivers that qualify to be a part of the Crown Jewel, and those 5 drivers are Jaden Hopp, who is on our screen currently, Sean Williams, Scott Shire, Howie Briss, and Benny Hogan. All 5 of those drivers have qualified to compete for the Crown Jewel here today. Now, if you win tonight's race out of those 5 drivers, they will win an additional $100 here tonight. So a little bit of an incentive here for these 5 drivers to do as well as they possibly can. No pressure, but that is kind of something that you don't really see here too often in a lot of leagues. I know that here on the Team Goon Squad channel, we cover a lot of the action over for the FEGPC League as well, where they have a lot of money series as well. But here at Velocity Racing League, it's cool that they have their own way of doing things, and the Crown Jewel is a great way to kind of introduce it here, as we're going to take a look here at the timing tower, see where the drivers have put down in their times right now. Aaron Smith currently at the very tippy top, cracking out of that 55-second margin that I was mentioning earlier, just inching his way with a 54.97 as his best time here today, and still has a lap left here to go, I do believe. Jaden Hopp going to be in second place here with a 55.08. Tony Hillbrand's just behind him in third place, and the number 92 machine going to be taking a 55.15 as his best time here today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So already drivers putting down some excellent times here today, and I'm expecting to see some rather interesting racing out of this entire field here today. IMS, well, I'm not exactly certain how it's going to really play out here for these drivers driving these ARCAs. This is going to be interesting. Very interesting. You know, I've called a couple races here already with the Dallara IR18s, the Indy cars. So I'm not really too certain what exactly to expect here tonight, given that these cars, just a different breed, different animal compared to the open wheel Indy car. So here, as we're seeing Michael Keithley cross the yard of bricks here, the number 53 machine currently, he's actually going to get shoved down to 14 with a 55.77 as his best time here. And already, a big lockup there as he goes into 1. Coming out of 2, and I think that's just going to be the end of his qualifying run here today. James Miller, the 09 machine, currently out on track, as well as James Coulibaly, as the checkered flag is going to be waved here. And that is going to be the end of our qualifying run here for these drivers. So there is only going to be a short warm-up which will be probably waved off here momentarily. There it is. And we will go ahead and get into our starting lineup for the race here today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300 with Velocity Racing League of the 2022 Cup Series. So here is our starting grid. Starting off in first place, it's going to be Aaron Smith with Satellite Racing taking the first place spot in the number 70 car. Jaden Hopp, the number 81 machine, going to be on the outside in second place, rounding out our first row. Tony Hillbrand's going to be starting in third place with the number 92 machine, and Howie Briss starting in fourth place on the outside of the second row. Sean Williams starting on the inside of row 3 in the number 89 machine with James Miller on the outside. Scott Shire going to be in the fourth row on the inside in the number 4 car. Nicholas Lovell. I almost did it again, Nicholas. I'm going to make sure I don't mess up. Anyway, Nicholas Lovell on the outside of row number 4. Charles Jurek going to be on the inside of row number 5 in the number 76 machine in 9th place. John Barry in 10th. Matthew Fitz going to be in 11th place here. Jeffrey Fisher in that number 12 spot here today. And as we move on down the grid here, Eric Whitner going to be in 13th, Michael Keithley in 14th, James Koulibaly in 15th, Bill Harkins in 16th, Caitlin Height in 17th, Steve Ulrich in 18th, and Michael Ashmore 19th. And last and certainly not least is going to be Howie Dietrich in 20th. So that is going to be our starting lineup for this field here today as these drivers get themselves lined up behind the pace car and ready for the start of the action here today. And here we go, folks. Getting ourselves coming out of turn 4 now, rather. The lights are off on the pace car, just awaiting for the time to come, and it is about to arrive. There it is. iRacing official pace car down into pit lane. The drivers are waiting for the green flag to drop here for the very first time here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300, and away it goes. Aaron Smith, Jaden Hopp going to be side by side here, but that's quickly going to be taken here by Tony Hillbrand as he moves down onto the inside of the 81 machine. They're moving through turn 1, down the short straight into turn 2. Aaron Smith doing a phenomenal job keeping nice distance between the rest of the field here, trying to increase that gap as they work their way now out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Everyone doing a fantastic job. We got a little bit of action shuffling around here. Drivers trying to break up the draft behind them. As drafting is going to be absolutely critical here at IMS. These turns are very, very fast, and you have to be right on the bleeding edge all the time. It is just amazing just how fast you have to be here at Indy. And right now, a lot of these drivers are doing an incredible job of doing just that. You can see just up front, Tony Hillbrand starting to track down the number 70 of Aaron Smith. We're going to see how long here the 70 machine is able to keep ahead. Ooh, a little bit of banging happening towards the back of the field. Looks like Caitlin Height might have been involved with that. Possibly James Koulibaly or Bill Harkins. And And looking back at last week at Texas Motor Speedway, it was Aaron Smith that took home the win. Jaden Hopp in second place, Howie Briss in third. So Aaron Smith currently on a win streak. Well, not necessarily win streak. He just won his 6th race last week. So looking to add on another win here. And frankly, that hasn't really changed a whole lot as far as the championship is concerned. The top 11 have not changed. All the way to 12th place is the first driver that has actually moved up any positions, and that's going to be Patrick Colby. Here, we're going to take a very, very quick look at that here real fast. You can see it on your screen at this moment. So just looking at the top 11 right now, no one has really changed. And actually, Nicholas Lovell, Jaden Hopp, they actually both have gotten farther away in points, just by a few points from Howie Briss for that lead. And Howie just able to get himself enough points to retain that lead even more and hopefully be able to put himself up the grid or up on the podium here tonight at Indy and be able to extend that lead even further if possible. But we're going to have to wait and see how that's going to play out here. Howie Briss, the number 97 machine, currently sitting in 5th place at this point in time. Not exactly out of the ballpark here. He's still in the window. Ooh, a little bit of a wall scrape there from Jaden Hopp, the 81 machine, coming out of turn 2. That's going to give a little bit of the crew there at IMS something to do after the race is said and done. They're going to be scraping the paint off that wall there for a couple hours at least. But it's lap 4 of 120 here. All of these drivers doing an incredible job keeping things nice and steady, green and clean thus far, but it's still very early. And another point that I have to make here, the fuel window for today's race, 30 to 40 laps. Again, IMS, a very big track, sitting in at 2.5 miles in length. These drivers, again, only are allocated, if I remember correctly, never mind. So as we are continuing on with the action here, as I am fooling myself with false information, Sean Williams, that was a really smooth move right there from Sean Williams. The 89 machine taking the opportunity down on the inside of turn 3. Going around the 92 of Tony Hillbrands, he comes out of turn 3, down that little short straightaway to turn 4. He's taking that second place spot. Very smooth there. And you can also see as well, if you are wondering who is competing here for the crown jewel tonight, for the $100 that is on the line here for tonight's race, you can look on the front bumper of the drivers' cars, except for Tony Hillbrands, because he does what he wants. But you can also see it on the rear spoiler as well, the yellow indicated there, except for Aaron Smith. He is not competing for the crown jewel. He just has a yellow car. Anyway, lap 6 of 120 here. Let's take a look back here and see what's happening with the rest of the field. Now that we've seen just a little bit of separation, you're seeing it on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Ooh, Michael, what's going on there, buddy? Number 53 machine, not the number, but the Shrek 53 car. I love that thing. Getting a little bit wild, a little squirrely here. And that, again, folks, this is one of those tracks where you have to be just on that tippy edge to stay as fast as possible here in a race like this, especially in these ARCAs. I can only imagine just how difficult. Actually, you know what? Let's all find out together here. For all of us that don't race these ARCAs often, or at least haven't raced it on the IMS track, let's find out together here just how difficult it actually is. We're going to ride on board here with the, let's say the number 92, or no, not the 92, the 22 of James Coulibaly here. And we're going to see just how difficult it actually is. See if we can't get a little bit. Nope, that is not what I wanted. So we're going to ride up from the helmet camera so you can see just exactly what it takes as a driver here at IMS to stay as fast as these guys are. Again, pulling off 55, 56-second lap times consistently. You can just hear how he's just feathering the throttle. Absolutely incredible. We'll wait here until he gets into turn 3 and big slowdown. You want to make sure that you keep yourself nice and low. Oh, whoa, whoa, we got action. Oh, no. The 53, Michael Keithley, gets it wicked unsettled there. You can see his front right side tire completely detached. Well, not detached, it's still there on the car, but it is hanging by what I would assuming be just bits and pieces at this point, as he is going to limp it down into pit lane. And surprisingly, there's no caution. We're still green flag racing here as we cut to Tony Hilbrand's here, the number 92 machine, given again that same spot on the wall coming out of turn 2. Given a little bit of a love tap there. But all of these drivers here still doing a great job. Only one incident thus far that has not been noted as far as, well, severe. Has not been noted severe and did not bring out a caution or anything like that. So great to see the green flag still out here. Only one driver having to come down into pit road here. Michael Keithley, the 53 machine, going to be down there for, I'm assuming, for a little while until pit crew can get that fixed and get that machine back out on track here. But right now, the battle for the lead still kind of just slowly brewing up here. I mean, we've got 3 drivers up here in the top 4 that are all competing for that $100 for the crown jewel. And you also got Aaron Smith, who's looking to add on to his wins here in the season, in the series. 6 wins to his name so far. He's looking to add on another one, make that 7. And right now, Aaron Smith as well, currently sitting 10th place in the points. He's kind of just slowly... Whoa. Who was that? Someone just made a big dive down into pit lane. Looks like Jeffrey Fisher. All right, I don't know what that was, but either way, I lost what I was saying. So we're just going to get back into the action here and see how things are going to unfold. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about Aaron Smith. Yeah, so sitting in 10th place right now, I mean, he's slowly kind of chipping away. Ooh, look at Caitlin Height here, the number 18 Morton Salt machine down on the inside of Eric Whitner. Down the back straightaway into turn 3. Good move there, putting herself up into 12th place now. As they come out of 3 into the short straight to 4. A lot of the action mostly happening up here towards the front of the pack, and frankly, with how long this race is and how many pit stops these drivers are going to have to make, 30 to 40 laps is the expected fuel window for tonight's race. So I would expect 3 to 4 pit stops. 3 pit stops if we go green all the way, and if drivers are doing an incredible job of fuel saving and tire saving, that they're able to make it a 3-stop race, extend it all the way to 40 laps per stint, and that makes it, that'll make it a 3-stop race. But, big but there, if they're not saving their fuel, if they're not saving their tires, that could obviously change. But either way, between 30 to 40 laps, we're going to see either a 3 or 4 stop race here tonight. We'll kind of figure that out once we get a little bit closer, probably towards the halfway point in today's race, but that is still a little ways yet to come. So we're just going to keep on looking and seeing where all of the drivers are currently stacked up looking at Scott Shire, the number 4 machine, the Fox machine here. Also one of the Crown Jewel drivers here in this race. Looks to be stuck behind Charles Jurek, the number 76 at this time, the Fallout 76 car here in the series. And you can see as well just how unsteady these cars want to get coming out of these turns. It is wicked loose out there. We got another driver making their way down into pit lane here as well. It's going to be Bill Harkins, the number 11 machine. Not exactly certain what he's coming down to pit road for, but either way, that's going to be another driver down there. And Michael Keithley as well, still down there in the pits. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if he is still waiting for damage to be repaired, or if he is just ultimately going to be calling it a race here tonight and taking it behind the wall. I hope to see the 53 back out, but ultimately it's up to Michael if he wants to continue this race down at this point. Going to be 5-6 laps. It's tough. It's definitely a tough decision to make, but either way, you got to make that decision now, or anyway, as I failed to find my words, let's take a look at what's going on in chat here. Don Hilbrands, I saw this before we went live and I forgot to give you a shout out, but Don, happy 4th of July to yourself as well and to everyone watching. I hope everyone is having a great night thus far. Marcus Regal, I'm doing fantastic. I hope that you are doing well. Thank you everyone that is tuned in here today and is enjoying the action here that is unfolding here at virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300, as Nicholas Lovell, Tony Hilbrands possibly having a little bit of scuffling action happening here for the 5th place spot. Lovell, the number 37 machine, right on the tail of Tony Hilbrands here as they come down the short straight in and out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway here. We're going to see if Lovell here is going to try and get himself back up to the bumper here, or if he is going to stay back and kind of just let laps click off here. Again, round 30 to 40, lap 30 to 40 is when we're going to see these drivers come down to pit road, at least when we expect them to, at least under normal conditions. But that could change here at any point. But look at this pack of drivers that we have forming. Scott Shire there as well. One of the Crown Jewel drivers. He's got John Barry, the number 74 machine, able to work his way up into this pack here. And now we've got a little four-piece here. Going into turn 1, you got Charles Jurek here leading now in the 7th place spot. You got also James Miller, the 09 machine, just barely on the outside, trying to get himself tucked back in there into that line, but Scott Shire going to close the door. Oh, Miller a little upset as he comes out of turn 2, keeping it together. John Barry's going to take it 3 wide here with these drivers as they charge their way into turn 3. This could get spicy here, folks. John Barry dips it down right in front of Scott Shire. He's going to work his way up into 8th place, right behind Charles Jurek. He's on a mission here. The number 74 machine up 2 spots from where he started, and it just seems like he has turned on the jets here. Lap 18 of 120, and it is go time here for John Barry right now, it seems like. Or maybe he is just wanting to get in front of this pack, get ahead of the game, and possibly work his way up a little bit further towards the leaders, towards that top 5 here that I'm sure a lot of these drivers want to be in, because that's where a lot of the action here seemingly is starting to unfold. But look at James Miller. The 09 machine has fallen way back here after that little bit of a scuffle, it seemed like, there with John Barry. Nearly 2.25 seconds separating Scott Shire and James Miller, the 9th and 10th place drivers. James Miller giving it a little bit of a slide job going into, what was that, turn 1? And another one. That was incorrect. That was turns 3 and 4, but either way, man, oh man, James Miller is definitely on that bleeding edge here tonight that I was talking about, just trying to stay, as close to the line as possible, a fast and, well, not being fast anymore, if you catch my drift. Oh, Miller, don't do that. That's not what I meant when I say catch my drift. Oh, Miller, the 09 machine getting a little bit loose out of turn 2. Keeps it together, though, on the pavement. Down the back straight. Ooh, 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 whoa. Big check up there from Eric Whitner, the 17 machine, as the 09 rejoins the racing line. Well, the track in general, I mean, the whole track is really the racing line, but whatever. Anyway, that was close. Whitner did a great job of checking up there, avoiding the contact between the 09 machine, and now it looks like Jeffrey Fisher, the 06 car, the inverted paint scheme of James Miller, the Canadian duet, I guess is what I'll call these two now. But James Miller, that was close. Really, really close for those two drivers. Here, as we've got quite the shuffling happening up here towards... Ooh, oh, uh-oh. Man, right as I tuned away from him, James Miller, the 09 machine, has a little bit of an issue here. I don't see a caution coming out here. I think it won't come out because it was a lone car incident. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of exactly what unfolded here. There, we're looking at the 09 machine as they come out, as he comes out of turn 2. There he goes. The back end gets away from him, locking up those tires. Can't avoid the collision with the barrier on the bottom half down the straightaway there. I don't see too much damage to that 09 car, so hopefully there's nothing wrong with the suspension, or, well, he's coming down pit lane, so something's definitely broken. That is unfortunate. The 09 car having to come down pit road already. That makes that, what is that, 2 drivers that have come down to pit road because of lone car incidents that have ultimately caused them enough damage that they needed to bring it in to get repairs. Michael Keithley, the 53 machine, is back out on track here as well. Great to see the number 53 back out here. He's still got a few laps left to go before he's back catched up with the rest of the field, but either way, he's just out here to race. He's going to give it his best, see where he can put himself, and frankly, for 120 laps at IMS, it's going to be a fun one regardless. Here, as we got some fun action brewing here with Tony Hillbrands, Howie Briss, Jaden Hopp. Woo! Way! Oh, man, Tony Hillbrands gives a little bit of a tap to Howie Briss on the inside to the left side rear quarter panel. Tony Hillbrands almost getting wicked unsettled there, but able to keep it together. Here, as we have Jaden Hopp leading this pack of 4 drivers, you also see Nicholas Lovell trailing behind in that 6th place spot here. Tony Hillbrands dropping way down to the bottom of the track here. And Nicholas Lovell trying to do the same, trying to follow him. And, you know, here at IMS, that is a very, very common strategy that you will see. Given just how long that these straightaways are, you can really, really build up the draft here. You can get these cars going extremely fast. I mean, right now we're seeing top speeds 189 miles an hour is the fastest recorded time that we have here tonight. Absolutely incredible, especially for these ARCAs. We don't normally see them going that fast here. But when we do, it is just absolutely incredible. You know, especially given how flat that Indianapolis Motor Speedway is. It is just incredible how fast these guys are going here at this track. So that is a lot of the reason why you'll see these guys dropping down to the bottom of the track there to break up the air from the driver behind them to try and give them a little bit more of an advantage here. Lap 24 of 120. We're going to see 6 more laps until, theoretically, we'll see our first driver come down into pit lane, get those fresh set of tires as well as fuel, and be able to go out into their next stint here for the race. Again, going to be roughly 3 or 4, possibly 5, depending on how things go tonight. So far, looking good. 3 or 4 pit stops that we're going to be expecting here. Again, we'll find out if that's going to hold true here once we get a little bit later into the race here. But, woo, level there. That was a wide. Or was that level? Who was that? That was level. Okay. And that's another thing that you'll see a lot of drivers do here as well. Coming out of either turn 4 or turn 2. The overcorrection, trying to avoid slamming into the wall, you sometimes, you can do it a little bit too much, and you'll often see drivers start to lose that rear end, and bye-bye. That's all she wrote. But everyone here doing a great job thus far that I can see avoiding that, and especially as we're getting later into our fuel run here. I would expect to see that, well, I mean, given that this is a flat track, but also given just how big it is, I would almost expect that the tire degradation isn't as bad as I would think. I could be wrong here. I'm sure I'm going to have someone correct me here at some point, but if I'm not mistaken, it shouldn't be as bad as I think. It's just, given how big the track is, things are prolonged quite extensively, I would say. So here, as we're going to head up to the Team Goon Squad blimp here that arrived here at IMS not too long ago here in Speedway, Indiana. Kind of give us a little bit of a top-down view of what's happening down on that track right now. Looking at the bottom right-hand side of our screen, we can take a look at where all of our drivers are currently stacked up in the field, as well as your favorite drivers. Let's go ahead and run through our field here and see just where everyone is sitting right now. Starting from the back of the field, Michael Keithley, the 53 machine, after a really, really rough start here. Going to be starting, well, back at the tail end of the field here in the number 53 machine, but still racing nonetheless, doing an incredible job as well, keeping himself out here. Bill Harkins, the 11 in 19th place here. James Miller in 18th. Caitlin Height going to be in 17th. Michael Ashmore in 16th. Howie Dietrich in 15th. Steve Ulrich in 14th place. James Koulibaly in 13th. Jeffrey Fisher in 12th place. Eric Whitner in 11th. Matthew Fitz in 10th place, Charles Jurek in 9th, Scott Shire in 4th, John Barry in 7th place, Nicholas Lovell in 6th place, Tony Hilbrands in 5th, Howie Briss in 4th, Jaden Hopp in 3rd, Sean Williams in 2nd, and Aaron Smith currently sitting up at the very tippy top in 1st place and doing an incredible job staying in front of this field right now. He has held the lead since the very beginning, as far as I'm aware. 28, 29 laps now that Aaron has crossed the line, that he has led here. So the number 70 machine, again, going to be looking to try and solidify, or add on to, rather, his wins for the season, for the series. Currently sitting with 6 wins at the moment. If he comes away victorious tonight, that'll make it 7 and quite possibly move his way up the championship even further. Currently sitting 10th place with 1,963 points. The next driver ahead of him, just 52 points ahead, 2,015 points. James Miller going to be sitting in 9th place here in the championship right now. But lap 29 of 120, again, just a couple more laps before we start to see those drivers make their way down into pit lane and start these pit strategies. So I don't know, folks. I am kind of curious to see how this is going to play out, especially for someone like Aaron Smith. You know, you have a lead as big as you do here, as Jeffrey Fisher is actually going to be the first driver to make his way down into the pits and start our first pit run here of the night. So, again, Aaron Smith with just about 3.5 seconds of a lead here to second place driver Sean Williams, as there is an incredible battle happening here for what is going to be 4th place. John Barry, ooh, wow, John Barry's worked his way up into 5th place now. Jaden Hopp, the 81, oh, wow, okay. Looks like Tony Hilbrand's wanted to go down as well, but it looked like he said, nope, that's going to be too late. That's going to be way too spicy of an entrance. But already we've got a couple drivers that have made their way down into pit lane. Jaden Hopp, Matthew Fitz currently down there in pit road. So we hit we got the mark right on the head. 30 to 40 laps. And so based on this first pit stop, I'm going to go with an assumption here and say that we are going to see these drivers take it around the field, or, well, take it through pit road 4 times here for tonight's race. But we could be a little bit off on that. It might still actually be 3 now that I think about it. Anyway. There's Tony Hilbrand. The next time around, he makes it down successfully, not locking up any tires. A good, clean entry into pit road. And Aaron Smith still opting to stay out as long as possible. And just look at this gap. I mean, look at this. Almost 4 seconds separating these two drivers right now, and Aaron Smith is just driving it away from this field. And let's see here, pit times right now, we're looking at about between 14 to 16 seconds that you are going to be down there in pit road, and that's not including the time that you have to slow down. Oh, here Aaron Smith's doing it. Big slide as he came out of 4. A little bit of a wobble there as he gets himself slowed down to pit speed. But a clean entry thus so far. Great work as the other drivers behind him, Nicholas Lovell, Scott Shire, Charles Jurek, all making their way down here into pit road as well. So that's going to put Sean Williams, John Barry, Howie Briss up in the top 3 now. That's going to give the opportunity for Sean Williams to lead a couple of laps here, possibly, if he chooses to do so. But I have a feeling it's not going to be long before we see these drivers make their way down into pit lane here as well. James Koulibaly, Michael Ashmore, and Caitlin Height, who I think Caitlin Height has actually resigned from the race here today. But the other drivers that I've mentioned still have to make their way down into pit lane. They gotta get that fuel. They gotta get tires. In the way that drivers are currently sliding their way out of these turns right now, I would imagine that they have to come down very, very soon. Here, as we got a great battle happening 13th place, Jeffrey Fisher, the 06 machine, able to just get away from this group here that's formed. All of these drivers here as well have made their way through pit lane, so they're all battling on fresh tires as well as a full tank of fuel. Lap 34 of 120. A lot of very calm, very steady racing that we've seen here. Here as James Coulibaly has made his way in through pit road, the Caterpillar 22 car now making his way out of pit road, back out onto the racetrack. Here is Matthew Fitz, the 69 Sparkle Unicorn. Which reminds me, what in the world is Sparkle Unicorn? I almost don't want to know, but I'm curious. I will find out later. I'm not going to do it right now because with my luck, it's something that's wildly inappropriate. It's probably not, but I'm not going to take any chances here. Anyway, anyhow, the top three has seen Aaron Smith work his way back up here into third place now, with Sean Williams and John Barry the only two drivers left. Actually, here they go. They both making their way down into pit lane now, actually, as we speak. There you see the 89 and the 74. As they make their trek down into pit road, into their stalls. Pit crew's going to get their cars freshened up and ready for their next stint here. Again, lap 36 of 120. And once these two drivers here, Aaron Smith and Jaden Hopp, make their way across pit road, or past pit road rather, they will retake the first and second place spot here. You can also see the number 70 car breaking up that air behind him from Jaden Hopp to avoid that 81 machine getting up any closer than he already is. And here going through turn 1 and out of turn 2 here now. That 81 car slowly reeling in Aaron Smith as they battle it down the back straightaway. So I'm sure we'll see those two drivers duking it out more often as the race goes on here tonight. As we're seeing a lot of the field rejoining the track after coming out of pit road. Sean Williams here going to have Charles Jurek now hot on his heels. And we've got a healthy mixture of strategies going on here. Only a couple lap variations, so it's really not going to make too much of a difference. But right now, what we're seeing in this huge kind of separation of the field, there you see it, a very good picture of what's going on. This is going to get interesting, folks, of just how we're going to possibly see a lot of these drivers get themselves bunched back up to fight for positions here in this race tonight, especially if you're any one of the crown jewel drivers, which frankly a lot of them probably aren't even too worried about winning, but winning is always a great bonus. Frankly, who doesn't like winning? But when you're looking at Aaron Smith and you're seeing that gap just increase lap after lap, turn after turn, it's tough. You really kind of have to wonder what can you do strategy-wise to put yourself up there into first place. So you kind of got to start thinking, should I take that undercut? Should I come in a little bit earlier, top off on fuel, get those tires changed. Maybe I come in 5 laps early. Maybe I come in 6 laps early. Maybe I come in 10 laps early. That might be pushing it for some. Frankly, I really don't know. But either way, let's say that you're a driver and you try that. You want to come in a little bit early. You're going to put yourself a little bit further ahead. How much? Well, that kind of remains to be seen. but it's how long can you hold on to that position with that kind of X amount of laps disadvantage over your opponent. So a lot of different things kind of have to start to, be working through the minds of drivers. Calculations, numbers, and digits going through their head and thinking to themselves, okay, if I'm in this position and I come in at this lap, then I should be in this position, so on and so forth. Some drivers also have other help, crew chiefs, pit crew that assist them in making those decisions, doing calculations for them, ensuring that they have the best possible outcome of their race. But I don't know off the top of my head if anyone here is doing that. But either way, either how, drivers still going to be utilizing every piece of information that they possibly can to help their performance here in tonight's race. And so far, again, very smooth, very clean racing. We've had 40 laps here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, all green thus far, with 2 incidents, lone car incidents. No caution has come out from it. Again, as Marcus Regal has also pointed out, it is an admin-only caution. So you can consider it as a caution will only be thrown if the person in charge, in this case race control, deems it is necessary. So as our action has steadied out here, and we're on lap 40 of 120, we're going to go ahead, step away from the booth here for just a little bit. When we come back, we will have more coverage of the Brickyard 300 here for the Velocity Racing League 2022 Cup Series. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we will be back for more iRacing right here on Team Goon Squad. Welcome back, race fans. Lap 42 of 120 here. We're watching the battle between Nicholas Lovell and Howie Briss, the battle for 4th place here, as they work their way out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Howie Briss going to take it down on the inside here, try and make the push into turn 1. He's going to be successful in doing so. Lovell there, not sure if there was a little bit of communication going on there. It looked like that was a clean pass that Lovell kind of let happen there, seemingly. I'm not sure if that was the case. But either way, either how, let's take a look at our point standings right now. Let's take a run through the top 10. Howie Briss going to be at the very tippy top with 2,646 points. Nicholas Lovell just behind in second place, just 78 points behind, 2,568 points. Jaden Hopp, 37 points behind second place in third place with 2,531 points. Sean Williams in 4th place. Tony Hilbrand's taking 5th. Benny Hogan in 6th. Scott Shire in 7th. James Coulibaly in 8th place. James Miller in 9th. And Aaron Smith in 10th place. Now again, Aaron Smith just 52 points behind James Miller here in this race. And if all goes according to plan, well, I guess in the case of Aaron Smith, he might be able to work his way up a couple spots here if the race goes on the way that it is currently moving. Right now, let's see here. He's got to get around James Miller and James Coulibaly, Scott Shire, which the first two that I mentioned, he's done so here. Scott Shire might be able to stay ahead of the game here. I'm not exactly too certain here as well as far as how many points Aaron Smith is going to accumulate after tonight's race and where exactly he is going to be once the race is all said and done, because there is still over halfway in this race left and anything can still happen from here on out. So I wouldn't exactly say that Aaron Smith has it in the bag, but he definitely is looking extremely comfortable here and might possibly, if all things keep going the way they're going, he might possibly come away with a podium here tonight and maybe even possibly tack on another win to his champion, or well, to his season rather. Again, still in 10th place in the championship, still a ways to go before he's competing for the championship right now, but still, we are just now halfway through the season. Well, after last week at Texas, that was a halfway point in the season. So there is still plenty of racing left to go here. Again, 36 races throughout the season. Last week was race number 18. Today is race 19, the Brickyard 300. And next week, we are going to be heading to Virginia for the Virginia 200, July 11th. And that is where we will see some more intense action as well. And I wonder if that's going to be a road course race. I'll have to double check that here after the broadcast. But either way, either how, still a phenomenal season that we've had here thus far, and an incredible schedule that we have to look forward to. So I'm excited, folks. I hope that you all are excited as well. If you haven't got yourself subscribed to the Team Goon Squad channel, I would highly recommend doing so. We've got plenty of action that we cover here throughout the week here on the channel. A variety of leagues, a variety of different series, and of course, the Velocity Racing League here as well for the Cup Series. Ooh, look at this move here from John Barry, the 5th place driver, making a move on the inside of Nicholas Lovell there, pushing his way up into 5th place. Sean Williams now going to try and make a move here as well on the 37 driver. Down the front straightaway, heading into turn 1, Sean Williams able just to get just enough room ahead of Nicholas Lovell there to put himself in front and down on the low line here. Is the preferred, the fastest line around the track here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As we're going to ride on the rear view camera of Sean Williams in the 89 car. We get a great view out from the back of the 89 machine here, looking at Nicholas Lovell, the 37 car, sitting in 7th place right now. Just an excellent view here tonight. Here as the action, again, pretty well spread out. You're seeing most of the field here. This is where the densest part of the action is right now between these drivers. Tony Hilbrand's up there in that 3rd place spot, all the way back here to Nicholas Lovell in that 7th place spot. So really only a few cars that we have here that are bunched up in a group, but I'm certain as the race goes on, we will see that kind of shift. Once we see more of the, well, more pit stops go underway. Ooh, man, look at John Barry, Tony Hilbrand's both duking it out side by side here. Tony Hilbrand's holding on to that 5th place spot here, doing a great job here, keeping up and staying up with this pack. And John Barry, I gotta hand it to the 74 driver here tonight, up 6 spots from where he started and just doing an incredible job moving his way up this pack. Up into 4th place now currently, and hot on the heels of Howie Briss, looking to push his way into the top 3. Here as we are just 9 laps until the halfway marker here in tonight's race. There he goes, John Barry down on the inside. Heading into turn 3, he's going to make that pass nice and smooth up into 3rd place, just ahead of Howie Briss in that 4th place spot now. So John Barry going to be the one leading this pack of drivers, and Jaden Hopp going to be the next driver ahead of them with 4 seconds of a gap separating, or excuse me, it's going to be Jaden Hopp with 4 seconds of a gap separating these drivers. I don't know if I said that the first time. I might have said James Miller because he's there. A little bit of lap traffic involved here for these drivers up here in the top 5. There you see the 09 going down low, letting the other drivers on the lead lap on by, keeping their race going. But here, for a moment, let's ride on board with Sean Williams inside on the helmet camera of the 89 machine, and let's have a couple laps here with Sean Williams and listen to the sights and sounds of the Brickyard 300 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Great driving here out of the 89 machine. Sean Williams doing an incredible job chipping away at that gap that he has between himself and John Barry, who's now just ahead of him. You can see just out of the front windshield of that 89 car. John Barry going to start to see a little bit of pressure here as they come out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Sean Williams taking advantage of what draft he can build up here. Try and close in just a little bit more as they work their way now through turns 3 and 4. And pit stops here as well are taking place for some of these drivers. The 09 machine of James Miller has came back down into the pits, it seems like. He's been down here for quite some time. Howie Dietrich as well. He's been down here for a little while. But for the rest of the field, being that most of these drivers came in just after, either at or just after lap 30, I'm going to expect to see lap 60 here. The pit stops are going to go back underway, and I am curious to see how this field is going to get shuffled around here once more. But given that Aaron Smith, Jaden Hopp, John Barry, I mean, all these drivers got quite the gap, quite the distance between each other. It's really a matter of when these drivers are going to decide to come down into the pits and when the rest of the field is also going to decide to make that decision as well. It's all based on, it's all timing here at this point. So really it's just a matter of when. That's all we can wait for now is when that time comes, when these drivers are going to make that decision to come down into the pits, get that fresh set of tires, get another tank of fuel. And after this stop, they should only have to do one more, and it'll be a 3-stop race here for tonight. But you can see Jaden Hopp here, the 81 machine, starting to see John Barry right hot on his heels. And Jaden Hopp, Sean Williams, both of these two drivers, both competing for the crown jewel tonight, the bonus $100 that is on the line for these 5 drivers. Again, the 5 drivers that are competing for the crown jewel tonight: Jaden Hopp, Sean Williams, Scott Shire, Howie Briss, Benny Hogan are all the 5 drivers here tonight. Here as we see John Barry, Sean Williams both trying to shake each other. Well, John Barry trying to shake off Sean Williams, but wow. In the process of doing so, John Barry able to make the move into second place, and look at that, Sean Williams taking advantage of Jaden Hopp being shuffled to the outside line. He's now going to be in that 3rd place spot. Sean Williams cracked his way into the top 3 here. Aaron Smith still with an incredible lead over the field. Almost 8 seconds of a gap separating 1st and 2nd place right now. So again, it's going to come down to pit stops to see how any of these drivers are going to respond to that, if they're able to, and be able to possibly push themselves up there. Nicholas Lovell, Tony Hillbrands, the 6th and 7th place drivers, just kind of trailing along with each other here. Lovell just trying to stay right behind the 92, and Tony's not making it easy for him at all. here we go. Jeffrey Fisher, the 06 car. Making its way through pit road. Matthew Fitz also. The 69 Sparkle Unicorn machine making its way into pits here as well. There, as you see, Aaron Smith crossing pit road, crossing the yard of bricks, bringing us lap 61 of 120. Jaden Hopp, the 81 car, has decided to make his way down into pit road here as well. We're just going to have to wait and see where the rest of this field is going to decide to make that same decision. Kind of watching along with our drivers here, seeing where everyone's stacked up right now. Again, this field is as spread out as you possibly can have it. As we're looking at the action with James Coulibaly, Charles Jurek. Charles right on the tail as they come out of turn 1. Working their way through turn 2 onto the back straightaway now. James Coulibaly, the 22 Caterpillar machine. Oh, look at that. You can also see just behind them Aaron Smith. So already up to 12th place, Aaron Smith has lapped. Absolutely incredible work here from the 70 driver here tonight. Oh, Jurek. Charles Jurek gets wicked loose coming out of turn 2. Not able to save it. He goes smashing into the bottom wall. And the yellow flag flies for the very first time here for the Brickyard 300 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's take a look at the incident here, see what unfolded. Here goes Charles Jurek. There it goes. It starts right there. Oh, man. A nasty, nasty collision for the 76 car. And the caution was brought out because the 76 machine decided to make the decision to be towed under green flag. And that will be the end of the 76 machine's race tonight due to the fact that he did require a tow back to pit road. But that is going to get our field stacked back up here with Aaron Smith, John Barry, Sean Williams, Howie Briss, Tony Hillbrands, all in our top 5. And all, oh man, okay. And right as we have pit stops supposed to be happening here as well. And I don't think anyone has taken the bait yet. No one has. No one has gone down into pit road yet, and I'm not, if anyone's going to do it, now's the time. There they go. Okay. Woo, I was wondering if anyone was going to make that decision here, but all right. So as drivers are going to go ahead and make pit stops, we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break here, folks. And when we come back, we will bring you more coverage of the Brickyard 300 for the Velocity Racing League 2022 Cup Series. Stay tuned, folks. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back for more iRacing right here on Team Goon Squad. Welcome back, race fans. Here as the field is getting themselves stacked back up behind the pace car. And we've got a flurry of drivers here that need to get the wave around. Matthew Fitz, and it looks like Jeffrey Fisher. Or is that James? No. Is that James Miller? Nope, that is definitely Jeffrey Fisher. Okay. All right, Matthew Fitz, Jeffrey Fisher, both up here. Going to get the wave around as the lights go off on the pace car. So the next time around, we will be back to green flag racing here. And look at this, Jaden Hopp, one of the 5 crown jewel drivers up here in the top starting row, alongside Aaron Smith, who has led the majority of the laps here tonight. Also in the top 3 here, John Barry, who has done a phenomenal job of working his way up through this grid, up 7 positions since the start of the race here tonight. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And now that the caution has come out here, drivers are now going to have a chance to get stacked back up and have really kind of another race halfway through the Brickyard 300 here. This is basically going to be a fresh start, if you will. A rolling, well, actually, no, we had a rolling start. We always have a rolling start. Anyway, this is not Formula 1. So, this is going to be interesting here, folks. Jaden Hopp, you also got Tony Hillbrand, Sean Williams, as well as Nicholas. Who was the other driver there? Scott Shire. I think I'm missing someone. Maybe not. Anyway. So we got drivers up here that are all competing for that crown jewel, as well as a driver that is looking to add onto their win streak, as well as another driver that is just doing an incredible job here performing in tonight's race. So the pace car is in, the green flag is up, and down it goes here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Into turn 1, it's Jaden Hopp down on the inside. of Aaron Smith here. We got a little bit of shuffling happening here. Down the short straightaway into turn 2. Out of 2 and out onto the back stretch here. Aaron Smith still tracking just behind Jaden Hopp. Jaden doing an incredible job trying to defend that first place spot. Down the back straightaway, heading into turn 3. John Barry, you can see he is looking for every single opportunity he can to work his way past any of these drivers. You also see Sean Williams and Howie Briss duking it out side by side. A little bit of tire smoke coming out of the rear end of the 97 as he gets a little bit sideways through 4. Some drivers making some shuffling happening towards the back of the field as well in the midfield. Now we're stacked up single file here all the way to 8th place here for the lead. Oh, Aaron Smith, a little bit of a wall scrape there from the 70 machine. You also see Tony Hildebrands, Nicholas Lovell, both side by side here as they come down the back straightaway heading into turn 3. Lovell able to make the pass here through turn 4 and out on the front straightaway. It's Lovell in 6th place holding on to that. Now he's got to catch up to Howie Briss here. Does it seem like we had some... Ooh, we do. Couple drivers having some shuffling happening back here. Steve Ulrich, the 52 machine, tracking just behind. Now going to be side by side here with Matthew Fitz, who's actually going to be down. Looks like 2 laps. But look at this. We have even more action happening at the front of the field. I know it's, well, nothing happening right now, but Aaron Smith having fallen back now to 4th place. It's Jaden Hopp, John Barry, and Sean Williams. And folks, I'm not too surprised to see John Barry up here in that 2nd place spot right now after the performance he's had so far. It is just absolutely incredible how fast that 74 car has been here tonight. And if I'm looking at things here, let me see here. So John Barry, he's only had 1 race start this season. So this would be his 2nd time in the race, or in the series. And the last time he was in a race, he was able to come away with a top 5. So John Barry here making a rare appearance in the Velocity Racing League Cup Series, but making a statement at that here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A very, very historic track here in the United States. Oh, a little bit of beating and banging happening. Tony Hildebrands coming out of 4. Leaving a little bit of paint on the wall. Keeping it together, though. Again, folks, this is the chance that I'm sure a lot of drivers were probably hoping for. Probably not necessarily Aaron Smith. I'm certain that he was hoping that the race was going to continue to go green here, and that he was going to be able to retain that lead. But now that we are back to green flag racing and drivers are getting themselves warmed back up, back into the groove of things, it's not looking, well, for Aaron Smith, he's still looking pretty solid, but right now, it seems that the torch has been handed over to Jaden Hopp, the 81 machine, and now it's Jaden Hopp's turn. Ooh, a little bit of a scrape there from the 81 car. Again, when you're coming out of turn 4 and 2, you are coming out hot. And it is, yeah, it's very tough to get these cars slowed down enough to avoid hitting that wall, because you're trying to push as much as you possibly can to go as fast as you can out of these turns. But here you can see Aaron Smith. He's not given up yet either. Sitting in that third place spot down on the inside of John Barry now as they work through turn 4. Out onto the front stretch here once again. Aaron Smith going to be on the inside as they make the charge to turn 1. You can also see the 97 of Howie Briss just right hot on the heels of these drivers. Let's actually go ahead and ride on board the nose camera of Howie Briss here. Great view that we get here of the number 97 machine, trying to stay on the tail of the 74 of John Barry. You can see just how tough it is. I mean, given how flat Indy is, you can all it takes is one mistake and that is the end of your race. But Aaron Smith here, he's actually able to make the pass. I didn't see when that happened. Happened on lap 74. But Aaron Smith here has worked his way back up into that first place spot. So he's retaken the lead here. So we've got some interesting action happening here with the 06 of... Oh, no, that wasn't the 06 of Jeffrey Fisher. Okay, so we got lap traffic here. Mixed up with the drivers on the lead lap. James Miller, the 09 machine, kind of trapping Jaden Hopp, who's currently in 8th place behind him. James here trying to keep himself from getting lapped even further. And I gotta say right now, oh man, what in the world happened? Okay, we got to go back and look at this pass here. We're going to take a moment here to look at what happened for Jaden Hopp, for him to lose that lead. So here it is. Aaron Smith down on the inside. Oh, okay, so he gets stuck on the outside line and just gets freight trained. Wow. Folks, and that is one of the just crushing parts about the drafts here with these cars, and what happens when you get stuck outside of that draft. It's, oh man. You can go from first place all the way to the back of the field in a heartbeat. You know, if the field is stacked up the right way and if the draft is going as fast as it can. Look at that. That was a great camera shot of the field, all kind of just snaking each other down the back straightaway. Here we can see John Barry trying to get his way as close as he can to Aaron Smith here. John is definitely itching to lead some laps here, I think. As you see Howie Briss giving a lot of pressure here to Sean Williams. You see Nicholas Lovell as well. Tony Hilbrands and Nicholas Lovell have been duking it out side by side, I feel like, this entire race. There you see these two drivers as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn 3. Oh man, oh man. Each of these drivers pushing each other. Not giving each other an inch at all. Loving to see it, but what I'm also loving to see is that Aaron Smith here, not able to build up the same sort of lead that he had before that caution came out. Right now, he's just fighting off John Barry right now in that number 74. You can see him trying to snake his way down the back straightaway. You can see Sean Williams able to take advantage of some of that draft here. He's going to push it down on the inside of the 74 car as the 74, John Barry, getting a little bit sideways there for a moment through turn 3. Also see Howie Briss. He's trying to find any room he can to squeeze himself in the middle between these drivers because he's got the draft. Oh, there. He's going to shove his way into the bottom line of the 74 of John Barry here as we go through turn, I believe that's 2. Here as we get a little bit of a top-down view of what's going on down on the field. Battle happening here between John Barry, Tony Hillbrands, Nicholas Lovell, and Scott Shire as well. You see Jaden Hopp also there in the mix, just trying to hold on and stay with these drivers. Let's actually ride on board here with Jaden Hopp, and let's have a lap or two here with the 81 machine. As these drivers continue to get very, very spicy up here. As we're approaching the 2/3 of the way mark here in today's race. Or rather, we're already past that point, I should say, as we're on lap 83 of 120. Scott Shire trying to make the move here on Jaden Hopp. Jaden here not having the best time here in the second stage of the race. He was doing very well leading, and now it seems like that's kind of changed here as well. We've got an incident happening here with James Coulibaly. Oh no. James Miller here as well. Here as the yellow is flown. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what happened here on the replay. Here's James Coulibaly, the 22 Caterpillar machine, getting sideways through turn 4. James Miller sees it, locks it up as well. I don't think any of these, no contact was made, I think, for any of these drivers. A couple close calls seemingly, but no harm, no foul. But because there was a car stopped on the racetrack, the caution did have to come out, as it did pose a danger to the rest of the field. So we're going to get these drivers stacked up here for the second time here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300. For Aaron Smith, I don't know if this is what he wants. I can almost guarantee this is not what he wants to see here after finally getting himself back up here into the lead after having Jaden Hobb give him quite the battle there for quite some time. And then to have John Barry giving him some pressure there as well for quite a few laps. Sean Williams, Howie Briss here as well, also looking to give some pressure to the number 70 machine. I mean, right now, all the cards are stacked against Aaron Smith. I mean, I don't know what kind of race strategy he's got right now. I don't know what sort of experience he has here at IMS. But right now, he is one of the strongest drivers here in the race. And I think he has the most to lose with his race streak at this point in time. And here we go. We're actually going to come down into pit road here a little bit earlier than what we normally would. About 5 laps earlier, it looks like. 5 to 10 laps, give or take. And this will be the last time, I have a feeling, that drivers are going to come down to pits and get a fresh set of tires or fuel. This will, as we cross the yard of bricks here, that is going to bring us, 34 laps left to go here in the race. So not much longer here at all before we get back. Well, before we see the checkered flag fly. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Woo! That was spicy. Howie Briss and John Barry just both. Oh, man. They wanted to get out first so bad. That was a good one. So, Aaron Smith is going to be successful in getting back out. Well, I would assume he would be successful in getting back out first as he came down the pits first. But anyway, Aaron Smith is still going to be retaining the lead here. Howie Briss in second, John Barry in third, Sean Williams in fourth, and Nicholas Lovell in fifth. Going to be our top 5 drivers here on this restart. Lap 86, it'll be probably lap 88 when we come back to green. So as we come out the back straightaway here, the lights are off on the pace car. Once we make our way through turns 3 and 4, it will be back to green flag racing here for the Brickyard 300, the last third of the race here tonight, if you will. And for Aaron Smith, this has got to be a tense restart as, again, John Barry has given him quite the pressure here. Jaden Hopp, who we saw leading some laps there in 5th place, going to have another chance to possibly push himself back up there into that first place spot here on this restart. We're just gonna have to wait and see. All of these drivers doing an incredible job every single restart thus far. Let's see how that translates as the pace car makes its dive down into pit lane. The marshal with the green flag in hand. And down it goes, back to green flag racing here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Aaron Smith here with a good lead here. We're bunched up just a little bit in the top 5. We got a couple drivers beating and banging doors as well as touching the wall. That's going to settle out rather quickly. All of these drivers recognizing the signs of danger quickly. Aaron Smith here going to try and get himself back to a comfortable lead, and so far he's doing so with nearly a second now separating himself and Howie Briss, but how long is that going to be able to be maintained here? As drivers continue their shuffling around the field, you see Jaden Hopp, the 81 car, back to 7th place now. Oh no. James Miller, the 09 car. Ooh, gosh. Okay. We're going to see exactly what unfolded here. Oh, okay. We're going to have to back that one up a little bit here, it seems like. So cold tire seems to be the culprit here today, as there you see it. A little bit of tries to correct it too, tries everything in his power to keep it together, but not able to do so. Here in the 09, does that say Tim Hortons? Is that what that says? Is he still there? Wow. James Miller. Oh, man. That car is so crippled. He's trying everything he can. He's literally trying everything he can to avoid having to tow it, but he can't. That is so unfortunate. That, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is going to result in a black flag for the 09 car, which will mean that it is going to be the end of the race here for the 09 machine. That is heartbreaking. James Miller, having suffered multiple incidents here tonight, ultimately not going to be able to see the end of the race here in his own car, at least. Very unfortunate to see that here. So lap 90 of 120 here. Just 30 laps left to go here in tonight's race. It's Aaron Smith out in front, where he has, well, I would assume wanting to be here this entire night, as he has been fighting to be up here in this first place spot all night long. Howie Briss, John Barry in that second and third place spot. Howie Briss going still looking to try and secure his spot in the championship even further. And with a podium here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300, I'm more than certain that's going to give him quite the cushion going forward into next week's race at Virginia International Raceway. So as the lights are out on the pace car, John Barry assaulting some innocent cones before the start of the race here tonight. You know, that is one of my... I don't know what it is. I don't know why the iRacing community is so distasteful towards caution cones. Look, you see John Barry... Oh my gosh. Yeah, so anyway, I can't explain it, but in the iRacing community, you will often find drivers just assaulting the pit road cones and just yeeting them to oblivion. I love to see it. Anyway, as we're working our way through the short straight through turns 3 and 4. Once we come out onto the front straightaway, the pace car will make its dive down into pit road. Marshall with the green flag in his hand. The green flag will drop. And back to green flag racing we go for the Brickyard 300 of the 2022 Velocity Racing League Cup Series. Lap 92 of 120. Aaron Smith going to be looking to try and tack on yet another win to his 6 wins here in the season thus far. Howie Brisk still in that second place. He is looking to add even more points to his lead in the championship right now, as we've got a driver looking a little sideways here out of the back stretch on turn 2. Out of turn 2 on the back stretch. I got those backwards. James Coulibaly here having a little bit of a moment in the 22 Caterpillar machine. Let's go back, take a look, and see what happened here. Oh, might have been a little contact there from it. I think James, nope, definitely couldn't have been James Miller. Jeffrey Fisher, the 06 machine. Let's go ahead, back things up here and verify that that was the case here. We're going to take things slow motion. Here, let's ride on the nose of Jeffrey Fisher, the 06 machine. There it is. The tap to the right rear bumper of the 69 of the 22 of James Coulibaly. And that will bring out I believe our 3rd caution of the race here tonight. 4th caution. So 4th caution here of the race, and frankly, if I was Aaron Smith right now, I'd be getting a little antsy. Just Get it over with, man. Let's get it over with. That's pretty much what would be going through my head at this point if I was anywhere near the top 3 in a race like this. And frankly, for any of these drivers, especially if you're Howie Briss, you're competing for a championship. You're so close as far as being knocked out of that championship. Now, to be fair, in Howie Briss's defense, the next driver that he really has to be worried about is Nicholas Lovell. That 37 car is the driver that Howie Briss has to get out in front of nearly every single race at this point. With Nicholas Lovell just 78 points behind Howie Briss. I mean, if Howie decides that he doesn't want to show up to a race one day and Nicholas is there, it very well could be that Nicholas is the next driver that is leading the championship. I mean, that's all it comes down to. That's really all that it comes down to. And Howie Briss, I think, has only missed one race here in the season, if I'm understanding this correctly. But as the lights are still on the pace car, the next time we will be back to green flag racing, I believe it'll probably be about lap 96. And again, folks, I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in here tonight on this wonderful 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to all of my fellow Americans out there here watching the broadcast tonight. It is absolutely great to be here and that we are able to indulge ourselves in such activities such as what we were doing here tonight. It would not be possible without it. So, again, happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope everyone is celebrating and celebrating safely. If you are out there drinking, make sure you are drinking responsibly. Please, please, please do not drink and drive. Make sure that you have a designated driver if you do intend on traveling during tonight's holiday. That is my safety note of the night. Folks, please, if you are enjoying the broadcast on and off during the festivities, enjoy yourselves, have a wonderful night, and thank you again for tuning in and joining us here for the Brickyard 300 as we are entering what will soon be, actually, once we cross the yard of bricks, it will be 25 laps left to go that will come across on our screens. Alrighty, folks. The pace car making its dive down into pit lane. The marshal with the green flag in hand. Once we cross the yard of bricks, it'll be 25 laps left to go. The green flag is out. And here we go. This is what will be probably the final shootout that we see here of these drivers. Let's see who is going to place themselves where. And if we are going to possibly see a crown jewel driver maybe sneak their way up to the top. But right now, as we come out onto the back straightaway, that opportunity seemingly is closing quickly as Scott Shire gets tapped on the back straightaway into the bottom wall. That's going to bring out another caution, our 5th caution here of the race, and Scott Shire there just stuck. Oh, man, look at that right side tire. That is just gobbled up here. Watch between here. Jeffrey Fisher tries to go down on the inside of Scott Shire, and I think Scott was trying to throw a little defense there, making sure he couldn't get past him, and it just got worse from there. But, folks, that's just how fast things can kind of unfold in any race, regardless of, you know, if we're racing these ARCAs, if you're racing Formula 1, if you're racing the Vs, if you're racing Mazdas, the Miatas, whatever. Point being, racing incidents happen in the snap of a finger, and that is a perfect example of just that. But we're going to get these drivers stacked back up here behind the pace car, ready for this next restart with 24 laps left to go for the Brickyard 300. And again, I mean, if I was any of these drivers, I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, let's just get it over with. Come on, guys, let's go. We gotta kick things into gear here and get these laps done, get this race set and over with. Because, you know, when you're restarting kind of back to back like this, you're fighting cold tires at that point, and it only just makes the restart even harder. You know, so that's kind of why we see that domino effect where, you know, the old saying, cautions breed cautions, and it's true. Cautions do breed cautions. However, there is a reason for it. There's an explanation for it. Track's cooling down, tires are cooling down, drivers are kind of getting out of their groove. They're getting comfortable behind the wheel. Things change very, very quickly. And speaking of things changing very quickly, pit stops. What? Are we running out of fuel? Or are we just topping off? This is interesting. Okay, so what I'm noticing here, folks, if you haven't already picked up on it, all of these drivers that have stayed out here, they should all theoretically be okay on tires and fuel. The fuel window for tonight's race was 30 to 40 laps. The last time that these drivers came down into the pits was lap 85. So they are literally smack dab in the middle of that window. So with these drivers that have decided to come down into the pits, Aaron Smith, Tony Hilbrand, Steve Ulrich, John Barry, and it looks like that could possibly be it here, I think. I think it is. Okay. So those 4 drivers all going to be on a... Oh, man, this is going to get really interesting really fast here, folks. All right, so as the lights are off on the pace car and as we've had a change-up of the drivers in the lead now, it's going to be Howie Brisson, Sean Williams up here in the front row, Nicholas Lovell, Jaden Hopp in our second row, Eric Whitner, Jeffrey Fisher in our third row. So once we come across the line, it'll be 21 laps left to go. And now that we have a very interesting set of strategies being played out here, I am very curious how these next few laps are going to play out and if we are going to break the cautions breed cautions curse here to finish out the Brickyard 300. We come on a turn 4. The pace car going to make that quick dive down into pit lane here just momentarily. As I was fooled, that was out of turn 3. Now we're going through turn 4. There we go. Green flag in hand by the marshal. Down it goes, back to green flag racing here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300. It's 21 laps left to go. Sean Williams, Howie Briss duking it out for the lead here. It looks like we've got possibly 3, maybe 4 wide action happening. Here towards the midfield, look at Aaron Smith just charging his way up through this field, starting from the back, but there's calamity happening. It steadies out rather quickly. A driver tapping the wall, almost looking like it was going to be a lot worse than that. Keeping it together. Aaron Smith, one of the drivers on the freshest set of tires here in the field. In 6th place now, has to work his way up to 5th place driver Eric Whitner. See a couple drivers getting shoved to the outside, not able to keep it down on the inside line. Having to sacrifice a position to keep the race going. Oh man, Steve Ulrich, James Coulibaly side by side here. Down the back straightaway heading into turn 3. This could get interesting between these drivers here. You also see the 76 of Charles Jurek still out on track here as well. Folks, if you hear the sounds of explosions or what sounds like gunshots coming through the broadcast, I promise you it is not gunshots. It is just the celebrations of the 4th of July happening. I do apologize if that does happen to leak its way through into the broadcast every now and then. I promise I am doing all that I can to make sure that it doesn't happen, but I am aware that it might happen every now and then. Anywho, anyhow, it's 19 laps left to go, and Aaron Smith, man, look at this charge from the 70 machine. Those fresher set of tires definitely seeming to come in, definitely seeming to do their part here as he continues to try and push his way up here to the top 4 now. You also see John Barry right on his tail. John Barry not letting the number 70 machine out of his sights in any way, shape, or form. Sean Williams up here in the 89 car, one of the crown jewel drivers of the night, and possibly one of the only drivers here in the season thus far to win a crown jewel race. If my memory serves me correct, I don't think we've had any of our crown jewel drivers win any of the races here yet, the crown jewel races specifically. There you see Aaron Smith, that fifth-place driver, slowly tracking down Jaden Hopp in the 81 car. You also see Sean Williams trying to break up the draft of Howie Briss. Howie also trying to keep himself up here in the top 3 and maybe possibly even come away with a win here tonight if he can pull it off. Trying to add on to those points that he currently has in the season. Nicholas Lovell just behind him in 3rd place right now is the driver that he's really got to be ahead of here in any of these races at any given point in time. Again, Lovell only 78 points behind Howie Briss in the points standings right now for the championship. So, you know, Lovell having an incredible season thus far. Going to be taking home possibly a podium here tonight if he can stay up here in 3rd place. But he's got Jaden Hopp and Aaron Smith just buzzing like bees behind him right now. So I'm very curious to see if Nicholas is going to be able to hold on to that podium here, as Aaron Smith able to make it around the 81 of Jaden Hopp. And now going to be in that 4th place spot, only going to have Nicholas Lovell now ahead of him here at this point in time with 16 laps left to go. We're looking at Tony Hilbrands right now. He's tracking behind John Barry, who's seemingly fallen back just a little bit here, but still just outside the window of the top 5. And frankly, after the performance that John Barry has had here tonight, I wouldn't be too upset at where John Barry's at right now. Ooh, rough tap there. Coming out of turn 4. Here's Aaron Smith. Looks like he's going to be side by side here with Nicholas Lovell down on the inside through turn 1. He's able to make the pass up here into the top 3. It's only Howie Briss and Sean Williams left and 14 laps left to go. He's got more than enough time to push his way up here into that top 4 position here tonight. Or that top 3, possibly the win here tonight. Watching from the roof camera of Nicholas Lovell there for just a little bit. You're also starting to see Jaden Hopp here, that 81 machine, starting to get back up here. Ooh, John Barry there, a little bit wobbly coming out of turn 4, that spot. That same turn, you know, a lot of drivers. I've seen plenty of drivers make mistakes out of that turn. It is probably one of the most notorious spots on the track, I have a feeling, but oh man, look at that. 12 laps left to go. Sean Williams still leading this race right now. Howie Briss right on the tail of that 89 machine, just trying to do everything in his power to keep it as close as he can to Sean Williams here. We're going to look out the back view of Sean Williams' machine here as we come through turn 2 and out onto the back straightaway. Oh, look at that, Howie Briss. Again, folks, these drivers are pushing these cars to their absolute limit. And look at Aaron Smith. I mean, he is slowly but surely reeling in these two drivers. It'll only be a matter of time before that 70 machine is putting pressure on Howie Briss and Sean Williams here. It'll probably be here in the next turn that we'll see Aaron Smith right on the tail of Howie Briss with 10 laps left to go. You see Tony Hilbrandt's here trailing behind John Barry as well. So after that last restart that we had, the 5th caution of the race, this is where the field has kind of found themselves here with 10 laps left to go in tonight's race. The Brickyard 300 of the Velocity Racing League 2022 Cup Series. Ooh, John Barry there. A little bit loose out of 4. Keeping it together, though. He's going to have to sacrifice a position to Tony Hilbrandt's. But again, folks, this field having gotten themselves spread back out, and with the mixture of drivers that we had come down into pit lane, the 4 drivers that came in lap. Oh, whoa, John Barry. No, man. With 9 laps left to go, John Barry getting a little bit loose. Again, coming out of turn 2, that same spot that I just talked about. Here it is. You can see that slide already starting to happen early on in the turn. And once you get past a certain point here, actually, let's actually take a look here from the inside of the 74 of John Barry here. So this will give you a really good idea. Look at how much he's trying to correct this car. He sees it. All right, look. So going into turn 1, trying to keep it down low. There it is. It starts right there, and once it happens, he recognizes it. And at that point, he's got no options other than just to lock up the tires, get the car to a stop, and hope that he's able to get back out there without losing too many positions. And right now, it looks like he's going to be starting back in 10th place. But Sean Williams, Howie Briss, Aaron Smith, all going to be our top 3 here. Oh. Is anyone going to fake it out? Anyone going to fake it out? No. Wow. Woo. Okay. This has just got really interesting. All right. Folks, I wasn't going to do this, but I feel like it's necessary now. We're going to take a commercial break here because I need to gather my thoughts here for a second. But grab yourself a snack, real small one, something to drink, because this is going to be an intense final few laps here as the drivers make their way through pit road. And get themselves back out onto track here. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, as we will be back for more iRacing right here on Team Goon Squad. Welcome back, race fans, to the Brickyard 300 with Velocity Racing League for the 2022 Cup Series. 6 laps, 5 laps as we cross the line. The lights are off in the pace car, so once we cross the line, next time around, it'll be 5 laps left to go. And I have to assume that that will be the final shootout of the race here. Sean Williams, Jaden Hopp here in the top 3. Both of these drivers going to be competing for the crown jewel victory here tonight, with Aaron Smith looking to get his 7th victory here in the series. As we come down the back straightaway, it is going to be a tense final few laps. And folks, I want to thank each and every single one of you that has tuned in and has been watching the action unfold here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 300. I hope you have been enjoying the action thus far. This has been an incredible race. So here we go as we work our way through turn 4. Pace car making that quick dive down into pit lane. You can see the marshal with the green flag in hand. Down it goes, back to green flag racing we go. Who is going to come away with the win here with 5 laps left to go of the Brickyard 300? Will it be Sean Williams? Will it be Aaron Smith as we go through turn 1, back down the short straightaway to turn 2? Sean Williams dropping back there to second place. Going to be duking that out side by side with Jaden Hopp as we come out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. It's going to be Aaron Smith in the lead here. Couple drivers making some shuffling happening here. 3 wide between Howie Brisk, James Coulibaly. Oh, we've already got someone sideways. It's the 22 of James Coulibaly. That's going to bring out another caution here tonight, and likely I could possibly actually end the race here under yellow flag conditions if I'm not mistaken. That was a very unfortunate wreck here. Let's take a look at that here one more time. Oh, just a domino effect here. James Coulibaly getting sandwiched between The 17. Oh, man, getting tapped. Oh, gosh, it just keeps getting worse. But the 22 of James Coulibaly going to be the driver suffering the most from that one here, with only 4 laps left to go here in tonight's race. So here our 7th caution of the race, and it's Aaron Smith, Sean Williams, Jaden Hopp, all in our top 3. So after a very interesting night here, Aaron Smith has done an incredible job leading the majority of the laps here tonight, holding on to that first place spot for as long as he has. Absolutely incredible here for Aaron Smith. Jaden Hopp also had a great run there for quite some time. Who else am I missing here? Either way, the racing that we've seen here tonight, it's the first half was extremely tough. I mean, you were either racing side by side with someone, or you were stuck all the way out on your lonesome, having to fight your way up. I mean, seconds of time. It's interesting how this race has played out here, and kind of the final half has seemingly been probably the most tricky part of the race here tonight, despite the long green flag run that we had at the start. But the lights are off on the pace car. So we make our way down the back straightaway. I'm pretty sure this will be the last time that these drivers will make a start. If we go back to caution again, I believe that will be the unofficial results of the race, is wherever the drivers end up. All right, folks, into turn 4 we go, and once we come out onto the the front straightaway, that pace car is going to make its quick dive down into pit lane. And this will be the last start of the race here tonight. Marshall with the green flag in hand. And away we go, back to green flag racing here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sean Williams, Aaron Smith, both going to be duking it out side by side, both with something to come away with here after the night is done, going through turn 1. Let's see if either of these drivers going to have anything in store. Aaron Smith trying to hold on to that bottom line. Oh, another driver off track, Bill Harkins. Able to get back onto the racetrack safely, keep the race going here, but Sean Williams down on the back straightaway. He's able to take that lead just by a little bit. Howie Briss giving the 89 machine a little bit of a push here as we work our way through turn 3, down the short straight, into turn 4. 2 laps left to go here, folks. This is it. Once we cross the yard of bricks, the white flag will fly. And this will be the last lap around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sean Williams, Aaron Smith side by side. The white flag is out. This is the last chance that drivers have to come away with something. Sean Williams, $100 on the line. Aaron Smith, 7 races to his name in the season. Who is going to come out on top? You also have let's not forget Nicholas Lovell, Howie Briss, also duking it out for a championship here as well in that 3rd and 4th place spot. Lovell very, very close to 1st and 2nd place drivers Aaron Smith and Sean Williams, but this is the last chance to dance through turn 4. It's Sean Williams and Aaron Smith side by side. Who is going to come out on top? Sean Williams with a little bit of a wiggle there. Aaron Smith, he's just enough ahead in front. Is he going to come across the yard of bricks in first? It looks like he is, and he does. And it is a tight battle for 2nd place. Sean Williams just barely able to come across the line there with that 2nd place. Nicholas Lovell in 3rd and Howie Briss in 4th place there. That was a very, very close finish for these drivers here for the Brickyard 300 for the Velocity Racing League 2022 Cup Series. Absolutely phenomenal racing here from every single one of these drivers, including Aaron Smith, who came out victorious after a long, hard-fought battle here to the end of tonight's race. But we're going to have a look at our post-race results, and we're going to get ready for our post-race interviews. So Aaron Smith coming away with a win. Sean Williams in 2nd. Nicholas Lovell in 3rd. Howie Briss in 4th. Tony Hillbrand's in 5th. Jaden Hopp in 6th. Eric Whitner in 7th. John Berry in 8th. Steve Ulrich in 9th. And Matthew Fitz going to be in 10th place here tonight. Let's go ahead and get started with our post-race interviews. Starting up first is going to be Nicholas Lovell, the number 37 machine, going to be here up here in the booth tonight, taking home 3rd place here. If I can get him down here. Nicholas Lovell, do you have a read, sir?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
What is going on, Nick? What a phenomenal race here that you had tonight. And frankly, after battling it out so long with Tony Hillbrand's, I was really curious how this race was going to play out for any of these drivers here tonight. And frankly, just with how long the green flag run that we had here tonight at the very beginning, it was really interesting to see just how this kind of first half played out here tonight. Well, I mean, what was your expectations tonight, and do you think it played out the way that you wanted it to, just given the circumstances of tonight, I suppose?
Well, I barely got in here in time to even get any practice in. All I did was 2 laps of qualifying, so I'll take 3rd. I figured I'd be in the fence in 13th somewhere.
Yeah, that was definitely, it's a tough race. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, definitely one of the more challenging ovals that we have here in any race. But I mean, coming, with your stance in the championship right now, you're holding on to that second place spot. I mean, what's kind of your momentum? What's your thought process going forward now that we're over the halfway point in the season?
I'm just trying to stay in front of Howie and Tony and just keep chipping away at it. I mean, I would like to win, but Aaron's hard to catch at this place. And I'm just happy I was in the top 5. I didn't get a lot of practice, like I said, and just gonna keep trying to chip away at it and not get involved in any kind of wrecks.
Absolutely. Well, you had a fantastic run here tonight, taking home a podium and adding on to those points here for the championship. Nicholas, great run here tonight. Is there anyone at home watching the broadcast in the pit crew that you want to shout out and thank here for your success tonight?
No, man, I think everybody I know is out shooting fireworks or drinking. So I don't think anybody's watching it. Anybody I know is watching it right now. But, all right, man, I hope I get to talk to you next week.
Absolutely.
Or whenever our next race is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Nicholas, great run here tonight. Great run in the 37, and I look forward to seeing you next week at Virginia.
All right, man, take it easy.
You as well. Have a good one. All right, that is Nicholas Lovell out of the booth here, taking third place. Up next is going to be Sean Williams, taking home second place. Sean, sir, do you have a read?
Hey, what's up, Mason?
Sean, what a run here that you had tonight. I forgot to mention it. Well, actually, no, I didn't. You were one of the drivers here competing for the crown jewel, and I mean...
yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, okay. I won't add insult to injury, but Sean, what a race here tonight. I mean, kind of walk me through what was your expectations here going in tonight. I mean, it seemed like that first half of the race, it was just all Aaron Smith, and it seemed like no one was really able to reciprocate what he was doing until the second half of the race, where we had that caution come out and all the drivers got themselves stacked back up, that we really started to see anyone give some pressure to the 70 of Aaron Smith. I mean, walk me through that tonight.
Well, I think it would have been cool to see it go green all the way to see how strategy played out. But, it's a race. That don't happen. I think maybe in the first part, he had a better feel for the tires, I guess, because I know on mine, the end of my first stint, my car was all over the place. It was like I had no control. And I think everyone was kind of going through that for, different amounts. And then after that first pit stop, I think people kind of got a handle for it. Then we had that caution come out, and everybody was, they had an idea of what to do, and it kind of compressed the field a little bit more, just pretty cool.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was really great to see the dynamic of the field here tonight, and I mean, Sean, just, given how much we've seen the field kind of shift around here, did you expect it all to be up here tonight, or was it really just kind of a crapshoot and hope that you were going to be up here in the top 3 towards the end of the race?
It's honestly kind of weird because, I'm not good at hot lapping, so every time I qualify, I'm never at the front because I just don't know how to hot lap. But then when we show up on the racetracks, I focus on my long run speed every week, and sometimes it's like I have it, sometimes I don't, and sometimes it's like I don't understand why or why not. And some tracks are like that too, like here. Sometimes I unload here and I'm the rock at the back of the field, and then sometimes I don't know, I end up being competitive. And a lot of it is with this car, I think. I think this is the best oval car on iRacing at the moment. I love it so much. And these setups that Tony makes are usually really fun. And tonight was great. I like it when they're loose like that. And I guess I just gelled with it after that first run.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like you'd had something going for you there in that second half of the race. And honestly, I was... either way, I was rooting for either yourself or Aaron Smith to come away with a win. You both had something on the line, and it was a great finish all the way until the end. But, Sean, before I let you go here and celebrate tonight, is there anyone at home watching the broadcast in the pit crew or watching that you want to shout out and thank before you head out tonight?
I'd like to thank Tony for putting it on, as always. If we didn't have a league, we couldn't be here to race, so that's nice. Everybody who shows up to race with us, you for broadcast, and everybody who's watching. And I'll get over it. I'm a little upsetty spaghetti right now, but still congrats to Aaron for the win. I've known Aaron a long time. I've raced Aaron a long time, and I know that I can race him like what we were doing there and be fine. So I am really upset I couldn't get the win. I kind of threw away my own. I was just pushing too much and lost it, but still. And him and everybody I was racing with, everyone I raced around tonight was just super clean and good, hard racing. And that's the most fun. So just all that. So congrats to Aaron too on his win.
Well, congratulations to you as well, taking home a podium tonight, Sean. And I look forward to seeing you next week at Virginia, and hope to see yourself back up here in the booth. And, well, enjoy the rest of your 4th of July, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thanks. Happy 4th. I've been hearing the fireworks going off outside my house all night. Now I finally get to go out there and watch them.
Well, get out there and enjoy them before they're all wrapped up here. Sean, thank you again for joining me up here in the booth, and congratulations once again.
Yep, thanks, Mason.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Sean Williams out of the booth here, taking home 2nd place. Last, certainly not going to be least here, Aaron Smith taking home the win here. The number 70 machine taking home 7 wins in the season thus far. Aaron, welcome back up here to the booth for a 7th time this season.
Thank you. It was a pretty fun race. Hate that it came down to a close race like that with Sean. Feel pretty bad about taking it from him, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Absolutely. And, Aaron, I got to ask you here right off the rip. I mean, the first half of the race, you just looked stellar out there. I mean, you had almost, I think it was like a 7-second, almost 8-second gap between yourself and 2nd place. You were just looking phenomenal. What happened that second half of the race? I mean, it just seemed like it was tough. It was tough to be able to get away from the rest of the field. I mean, was it just you just had a lot of tough drivers around you, or was it just you were kind of not in the same groove that you were at the start of the race?
Yeah, at the beginning of that second run, I was trying to manage my tires to the best of my ability and trying to keep everyone behind me for as long as I could before the tires evened out and I could start pulling away again, but we never got a run that was long enough to really make that relevant, so I didn't really have the raw pace to keep them all behind me on a short run like that, but after a couple laps, you'd be able to see the difference. We had unfortunately it came down to like a 4-lap run there at the end, so Sean almost got one over me. I mean, I couldn't do anything with him on the top until one of us made a mistake out of the last corner, but it was a fun race overall.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was a good race to watch and commentate for. And Aaron, I mean, with how close that was and just how strong you've been competing here in the series, I'm sure after tonight's race you're going to work your way up at least probably one position in the championship. I mean, you're sitting at 10th place right now. I mean, how are you feeling? You're, past the halfway point in the season and you're just ticking away wins, like it's nobody's business. How are you feeling going the rest of the season forward?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be up there in the points. I'm not really paying too much attention to that, to be honest with you. I'm focusing on just winning races and seeing how much I can get over the field. I'd like to pad my stats as much as I can on that SimRacer Hub page. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season has to offer. I'm certainly looking forward to VIR next week.
Absolutely. Well, Aaron, before I let you go here tonight, crack one open in celebration. Is there anyone watching the broadcast in the pit crew or at home that you want to shout out and thank for your success here tonight?
Yeah, as always, I'd like to thank the folks at the Satellite Racing team for their support, everyone at VRL for putting on a good show, and youth broadcast, and all the folks who are watching. Looking forward to next week. Absolutely.
Aaron, thank you for joining me up here in the booth, and I look forward to seeing you next week at Virginia International Raceway.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good one. All right, folks, that is Aaron Smith out of the booth here tonight. That is going to conclude our coverage of the Brickyard 300 for the Velocity Racing League 2022 Cup Series. My name is Mason Heimball with Team Goon Squad, bringing you the action here tonight. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week, same time, same place, at Virginia International Raceway for the Virginia 200. That is correct. All right, folks, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week.